a week are named after gods. He said, "Only let it come out of your mouth." That's why, as much as in me, I try not to even say these gods' name, but they right there for you to lock into, to do contrary to what the Most High told us not to do. Isaiah 65 and 11. Isaiah 65 and 11. Isaiah 65 and 11. But ye are they that forsake the Most High, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto the number, that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, so I'm going to kill you. And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. So that's why I say y'all don't fear the Most High, but he's telling you what I'm going to do. What he's going to do. He said, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I call, see, I'm calling you. Many are called, but what I tell you, few are chosen. He said, when I called, you did not answer. You ain't want to hear him. When I spake, he's speaking to his prophets, his servants, the prophets. When I spake, you did not hear. You ain't want to hear. You got something else on your mind. You got something else you got to do. It's not important. But then you want to call on the Most High to bring forth whatever it is that you need. Your personal needs. And he's supposed to hear you? Listen. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes. So you think that whatever you're doing, the Most High can't see you? Where can you run or hide from the sky? I don't give a dang if you dig 50 miles in the earth, 50,000 miles in the earth, it's possible. The Most High still see you because he made the earth. His eyes is everywhere. He said, listen, but did evil before mine eyes. His eyes 10,000 times brighter than the sun, people. Behold all the secret things that you do. And did choose that wherein I delight not. See? Most I ain't delight no Christmas. That's not a Mashiach birthday. It has nothing to do with him. All to deal with the left-hand side. Satan. And all the things that he set up. Ruling in the kingdom of men. See? Ezekiel 23. Ezekiel 23 and 21. Ezekiel 23, 21. Therefore, O Halabah, thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side. See, our people we love to follow our lovers, the ones that we love, but they don't love us. The Babylonians, and all the Chaldeans, and that's symbolic because Esau is the daughter of Babylon too, this day. You can read that in Psalms 137, 7 to 9. It says the Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekah and Shoah and Koah and all the Assyrians with them, all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords and renowned, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people, which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments, to their judgments. You see, he set these other nations over us and said they're going to set their judgments over us. Not his judgment, but their judgments, as it is today. Their laws, statutes, commandments, you know, what they believe in. They say, what they have set up. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears. Wow, take away our nose and ears. And thy remnant shall fall by the sword. So cut off our noses and ears, so the remnant of us going to fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes. They're going to strip us butt naked. You can see that going into slavery, people. They shall strip thee out of thy clothes. Most High decked us out. We was decked. Decked out. And take away thy fair jewels. We had all kind of jewels, golds, and silver, and we was decked out. He decked us out. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore. You remember the Hamites, the Egyptians, the Philistines, you know, anymore. So you're going to take it away from us. For thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will deliver thee unto the hand of them whom thou hatest, and to the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. And they shall deal with thee hatefully. Just the Most High say he's going to do. So when you look at all the things that happened to Israel and try to come with an explanation, the Most High said, I'm going to do this to you because you don't want to follow me. You hear what he said? And they shall deal with them hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare. Naked and bare. And the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered. Both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. That's what Most High is saying. We want to go against him. You want to be wicked like the heathens. And this is what was going on during Christmas. All kind of debauchery. Drinking and even to little children having sex with each other and all that. Drinking and doing the things that adults did. Oh, it was terrible. That's where this pagan custom comes from. Lewdness, you know, whoredom. Men with men and women with women. Men weren't walking around drag and so forth. It was so bad, I mean, in New York, they the ones that started the police force behind the way they was acting. So abominable. Like most say abominable things that you're doing. Verse 30. He said, I will do these things unto thee, because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. You see that? So you wonder why the Most High is doing the things that he's doing to us and have done the things that he's done to us, because we went after the heathens instead of him. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister. Therefore will I give her cup to thine hand. Talking about the northern tribes. So we done walked in the ways of our sister. You gotta say, hey, leave them alone. They're dealing with idolatry. Here we are, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, dealing with idolatry too. That's what he's saying. So the same thing they had to go through, you're gonna go through. I sent them through, you're gonna catch it. Verse 32, thus said the Most High Power, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup, deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision. It containeth much. You hear that? See, that cup containeth much of a proverb, and look at the bywords that we call and how we just, like I said, butt naked with a wooden collar going to the next brother that's behind us and chained up, chain and shackles. because we broke the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. He said he's going to do this, so he had it done. Because we didn't want to follow him. So he gave us over to the heathen, to our enemies. Verse 33, thou shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria. Talking about the northern 9.5 tribes. So we're going to go through the same thing. He telling Judah, Benjamin, Levi, you can go through the same thing. Drunkenness. Filled with drunkenness. I mean, you staggering. You don't know what's up. You influenced by this, influenced by that. I mean, whatever they come up with, we always jump into it. Not even questioning what it's all about or where it stemmed from in idolatry. That's why you go to the curses from Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 68. It only befell us, children of Israel. All this is part of the curses that he told he's going to do to us if we didn't keep his laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. Verse 34, thou shalt even drink it and suck it out, and thou shalt break the sherds thereof, and pluck off thine own breast, for I have spoken it, said the Most High Power. Man. And we know you can look at how it says how we're gonna suck up our own breasts. Just look at what the Greeks did. I mean, the Most High said he's gonna do this. And we didn't want to adhere to his commandments. So look what happened. I'll give you an example. Go back to 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter. And look at verse 8. It says, moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen, these Gentile nations, by the suggestion of Ptolemy, the king, against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and partakers of their sacrifices, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery, for there were 2 women brought. 2 Israelite women was brought, who had circumcised their children, whom when they had openly led round about the city, the babes hanging at their breasts. See? Do what the Most High say you're going to do. The babies hanging at their breasts. They cast them down headlong from the wall. See? And if you look at into a book called Destruction of the Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas, I have a series on my YouTube page. If you go there, it's Destruction of the Indies. And you see that our women, they hung the babies on their breasts. They hung the babies so that they would be eaten up by dogs and raped and pillaged as they did when they came into Central America and so forth. And Caribbean islands and so forth. You can see pictures in there that shows it. What the Most High say he's going to do. See, the righteous and the wicked of Israel went into captivity, slavery, and bondage for what the wicked did. So now he's calling for the righteous, the remnant. It's the last remnant that he's calling. That's not going to have to be going into captivity behind what the wicked Israelites are doing. You're going to have to pay. That's why I read Lamentations. See? This is for the remnant. Those that's going to hear and adhere to the Most High's truth and have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. And we are Zion, the 12 tribes of Israel. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So this is the last captivity. There's no captivities after he told us in Deuteronomy 28:68, thou the Most High shall send thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when we go on these ships, you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women, and no man shall buy you, no man shall redeem you from the condition that the Most High put us in. That's it. So he said, we not going into captivity no more. The 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. He will visit thine iniquity. He will visit the wickedness and the sins, O daughter of Edom, of the Edomites, because they're the last kingdom that will be ruling in this earth, to be able to set righteousness up or wickedness up. And it tells you in 1 Maccabees, 1st chapter, 9th verse, when they came into power, after Alexander the Greek died, evils were multiplied in the earth. And here we are now, we know. You can't say this world is righteous at all. No way, shape, or form. It says, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. He's going to discover your sins. That's why they're going to receive the judgment of the Most High. So now, look at 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles or these heathens sacrifice or worship, they sacrifice or worship to devils and not to the Most High. Now you know what Satan told Hamashiach Yahushua. He showed him all the kingdoms of the world and said, all should be thine, all could be thine if you do what? Bow down and worship me. He said, but I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. But that's what we've done. You know, the devil has deceived the whole world, and we worshiping devils. Those that are not coming back to their law, statute, commandments of the Most High, and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior. You worshiping devils. This is what he said. Verse 21. You cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and of the table of devils. You're going to choose either one. Either the Most High or you're going to choose the devil. You're going to choose the Mashiach Yahushua or you're going to choose the devil. Which one do you choose? You're going to choose life through the Most High of Mashiach Yahushua, eternal life, or you're going to choose the devil. This is what you're going to get from the devil, choosing the devil. Go to Romans. Because I'm saying all the things that you think is okay is not okay. Revelations 20. And let me see what I want here. Verse 15. It says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So if your name not written in the book of life, you're going to be cast into the lake of fire. Believe this. Because it's written. Look. Revelations 19 and 20. And the beast was taken. That beast represents America. And with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, deceived them that received his understanding and all the lies that he has brought forth in this truth, in this world, against the truth? Because believe me, he brings lies up in those that call themselves being in the truth. That's why they fall out. With which he deceived them that had received a mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. A lot of you out there still worshiping Caesar Borgia. Can't get it out of your mind. Or the things that you've learned in Christianity, in this false educational system, in the politics and so forth, in his lies and philosophies that you see. It says that worship his image, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. See? That's the judgment. Can't change it. This is written. That's prophecy of what's going to happen. Look at Revelation 14. And 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, America is fallen, that great city. It's talking about America. Because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations gonna be westernized. They following the way of the elite of America. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, in your mind, or in his hand, doing the things that they would have you to do that's contrary to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without measure, without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, his wrath, his indignation, his fury, his anger. And he shall be tormented, with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb of Mashiach Yahushua. And the smoke of their torment ascending up forever and ever, meaning they're going to burn forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. See? Here is the patience of the saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. You've got to have patience. That you know it's going to be a certain time period that these prophecies are going to happen. We just have to have patience, Israel. From there, let's look at Proverbs 12 and 26. Because, you know, you look at Christmas, man, you done told your lie, that people be lying to the children, talking about some big fat white man that's coming down the chimney. You don't even have no chimney. And he's flying in the air with 8 reindeers. Lying. You know, some people take years to pay back Christmas. Spend all their money on one day. Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. See? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. It starts with us. Just like you look at wicked men. Give you an example. Since we just finished the Feast of Dedication, let me show you. Go to 1 Maccabees, the 1st chapter. Show you how wicked men of our nation seduced us. This is when Antiochus Epiphanes came into power, the Seleucid dynasty, one of Alexander the Greek's generals, 4 generals that he set up to rule after he died. 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, see that? You hear what it says? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. Wicked men, hear what it says? It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. See? And so you got the wicked men of Israel that's going to follow suit with who? The wicked ones that have us in captivity. The earth given to the hand of the wicked. So you know naturally they're going to lock right into them. Because they're wicked already. You tell you the wicked of Israel, our wickedness compares to wickedness of the wicked. So we taught the wicked ones our ways. So who are we to be uplifting ourselves so much? Look. And that's the problem with us. We follow the way of the wicked. Think about the TV shows and different things you can look at on internet and all that. All is set up to send you straight to hell. But you are doing what? Saying in your mind, you're no different than a Christian when they say, oh, the Most High know my heart. Yeah, the Most High know your spirit, that you wicked as hell, and you trying to do the things that the heathen are doing, have set up for you to go to hell with them. And some of them waking up. You know how they always want to copy off of us? Copy off the Hebrew Israelites. So you want to be someone. You want to be someone. Because that's the only way you're going to be going into the place that we're going to put you in the kingdom. Otherwise you're going to die, like we just read. You're going to burn forever, it says. You want to be like somebody, be like the Hebrew Israelites and learning these laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua and being obedient to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because everybody gonna bow down. You're gonna bow down now, but you're gonna bow down later, but you're gonna bow down, period. You're gonna honor the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh. You're gonna honor him. He gonna be all in all. You already call him Mother Nature and El Niño and La Niña. That's why I did all that series on. No, it's the Most High. Hallelujah to his holy name. Everybody gonna understand one day. He gonna make you understand. Whether it's now or later, but you're going to bow down. Straight up. Look at Romans 11 and 47. This concerning the Mashiach Yahushua and wicked Israelites. Just as it was we in the Roman Empire now, we just left the Greek Empire. What they say, hey, let us make a let us do it, they went to the king to ask for a license. I didn't read that, but they were saying, hey, let us be with the heathen. And it pleased them well, right? Listen what it says here. Romans 11 and 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. So they seeing the miracles that Mashiach Yahushua done. There's more miracles than be put in all the books of the world. Couldn't even contain all the miracles he done. So what we gonna do? This man doing many miracles. Listen to this closely. Verse 48. If we let him thus alone, if we leave him alone, all men will believe on him. And the Romans, who was a superpower of the earth at that time, shall come and take away both our place and nation. See that? If we don't get rid of him, the Romans going to come and take away both our place, the position that we have in our kingdom, because the Romans are allowing us to be there, because they're working with the Romans. That's why they was telling, that's what they say. They said, crucify him. Say, hey, he ain't done nothing. Paul said, he ain't did nothing. They said, crucify him. let his blood be on us and on our children. Wicked Israelites. It's been better for them not to have been born. But the Mashiach did say, hey, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But you hear what they said? They're going to lose their power with the Romans and with the nation, with children of Israel. See, same wicked Israelites. That's why I say your righteousness have to exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees and scribes to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You heard what they said. So all you that's joining to the Romans of the day, you're going to fall too. You're not going to the kingdom. You got to come back to the Most High. I mean, we got to work and do what we got to do, but you don't have to be out there being like them, going to hell with them. And for you, Isaiah 13:15. Isaiah 13:15. All you that's joining to them, it say, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. That's what it's saying. When the Mashiach come back, and when he bring the decree on this earth for the prophecy to happen, it's going to happen. You join into them, you're going to fall by the sword. And this is not, you know, like I say, I think a lot of what you hear is, you would call me racist, but I'm reading the Bible. Make it mean something different. I'm just reading the Bible. I'm a messenger of the Most High. The prophets always came out and warned the people, whether they hear or forbear. Most of the time they didn't want to hear it because they want to be wicked. They don't want nobody to tell them about their wickedness. Like some of you can't tell them nothing because they want to remain in their own wicked way. And let the Most High deal with you in his way. And that could be, I can tell you, it's Hebrews. You don't understand. You think you understand, but you don't really understand. Especially you got these novices who came in a year, 2 years, 3 years. Now they're going to try and tell us what time it is. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. You hear that? You might not fear now, but when the Most High start touching your butt, oh, you're going to fear then. You're going to fear then. You're going to feel it. Proverbs 22:6. Proverbs 22:6. Oh, it's just for the kids. We shouldn't even be calling our children kids. A kid is a baby goat. Last I read in Daniel 8:21, it says, and the rough goat is the king of Greece, Alexander the Greek. The Greeks are considered goats. And you calling your children kids. We the children of Israel. Proverbs 22:6. Say, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So you telling your children, Santa Claus gonna come down a chimney that you don't have, and he gonna come down with his red suit and his white, and he come down the chimney, you never get dirty, and he gonna bring all these presents this one day of Christmas and set them out there, and you done worked hard to give all these presents, and you gonna give it to this, the credit to this so-called white man. So what are you doing? You're elevating them. So what your children doing? They looking at, oh, they're like God, bringing us gifts and so forth. Oh, they gonna elevate them. Now everything is geared to elevate them. Everything. Look at Santa, S-A-N-T-A. You move the letters over, you got S-A-T-A-N. S-A-T-A-N, Satan. Has nothing to do with the Most High. When you go into the deep studies of the past, you find that this is what it's dealing with, Satan. Because they ain't dealing with the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. Mashiach Yahushua was born in the spring. I went over a lesson before this one, showing when he was 12 years old, and when at that time, at the exact time he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem. You see? So, that's why it says in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. We're supposed to be teaching our children the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Proverbs 29. We're supposed to be teaching them against the holidays that the world says follow. You want your children to go to hell? No, your job is to teach them what's right, these laws, to apply it in their life, so when they're older, they won't depart from it. Proverbs 29:17. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. You know, correct your son, and he's going to give you rest. So if you don't correct him, he's going to be chaotic. He'll give you a lot of sorrow. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yeah, he shall give delight unto thy soul. Correct them, tell them no, Christmas is wrong, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Most High ain't dealing with quantity, he's dealing with quality. Remember he told John the Baptist, I'll raise up some stones to be my people. He told Moses, I'll make a nation out of you, Moses. And we were so bad during the time that he spoke to John the Baptist, he said, hey, I'll raise up some stones to be my people. He don't need us, we need him. Hopefully he won't do it. Because his ways and thoughts are not our ways and thoughts. And here we are following this pagan holiday, Christmas, and justifying it to the children. And when they find out as you lied to them, then how can you tell the children? How can you look? Go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. Go to Exodus 20. And 16. And say, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. You ain't supposed to be lying. You ain't supposed to be lying. Because the same thing, a child is like a sponge. You tell them this, they're going to believe it. So when they get older, can't nobody tell them no different, because you the parent that taught them what you're supposed to teach them. And maybe they might go off, but they can come back. They can come back to remember, oh yeah, I remember my daddy told me that. I remember my mama told me that. Yeah, okay. And they change. That's becoming mature. A whole lot of people now are immature. But when they become mature, they'll remember. That's why our job is to teach them what the Most High said we're supposed to be teaching them. Psalm 78th chapter. This cancels out all religions. Psalm 78. We're going to start at verse 1. It says, give ear, O my people, Psalm 78:1, to my law. Give ear, listen, O my people, 12 tribes of Israel, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. So parable is like a riddle. You're going to utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children. Hear that? We will not hide them from their children. We will not hide them from their children. But how are you going to teach the children the parables? Because you're supposed to understand the parables. Especially the whole Bible is of old. Because they stopped writing it in 65 AD. Picked it back up in Revelation in 90 to 96 AD. So the whole Bible is old. And a lot of it is parables, riddles. Because he don't want everybody to get this. Just like some of you hearing it, but you're not going to really get it. It's for the sheep that hear my shepherd's voice. And his words are the words of the Most High's voice. So in conjunction, you're going to have to deal with what it is that you're hearing according to this Bible. The words of the Most High. Whether you hear or forbear, whether you like it or not. I mean, it is what it is. We all are subject to the word of the Most High. It says, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Most High, how we praise the Most High, and his strength, and his wonderful works that he have done. See? Most High love to be bragged upon. That's why you got to give a praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. You know how to say it? You better learn how to say it. All praise to the Most High. And the things that he has done. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded for our fathers. He commanded our fathers, as he taught us these laws, that they should make them known to their children. So the children got to learn these laws. Not no Christmas and Easter and Halloween and all the things that they learning that's abominable against the laws of the Most High. That the generations to come might know them. Even the children which should be born, which should arise and declare them to their children. So you teach the children so they can teach their children. That they might set their hope in the Most High, their faith in the Most High. And not in the image of the beast. In the wonders and miracles that you see him doing, working with Satan. But have their hope in the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments. Hear that? How they going to keep the commandments? How the children going to keep the commandments if they don't know the commandments? They don't know what's right from wrong. That's why you're going to be held accountable. Every last one of us. It might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation. A generation that set not their heart, which is your mind, aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. See? It says, verse 10, they kept not the covenant of the Most High and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works and his wonders that he had shown them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers. So I say, look of old, look into the old, the past, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zohan. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as a heap on each side. Also in the daytime, he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a light of fire. See? All these things that the Most High done, he want to be bragged upon, letting our children know that he did this, one way or another. This is what we're supposed to be doing, showing them the laws. The moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. So when they grow up, they can teach their children. Or else we're going to be waiting forever to be delivered. But that's okay. Most I know who are his own. And he don't need us, we need him. He said, let the multitude perish then that was born in vain. Let my grape, that's a grape, out of many clusters of grapes. He said, let my grape and my plant be kept. Remember, he only used two men, Joshua and Caleb, when we came out of Egyptian captivity. You want to go back to that? We in the captivity now. He brought the children into the promised land. Just 2 men, that's it. You're going to take 1 of a city, 2 of a family. You do the math. But he's going to gather us from all 4 corners of the earth. Revelation 11, and let's look at verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. This beast is coming from the bottomless pit is the Europeans. That's where they came from. Bottomless pit representing Europe, no natural resources, so forth. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Why is it called Sodom? Because you got men with men. They passing laws. They can get married. Women with women. Same, the wickedness that was in Sodom, they didn't take it to another level here in America. And Egypt, which means captivity, slavery, and bondage. Because they have the chosen people of the Most High right here in captivity. Where also our Hamashiach Yahushua was crucified. I mean, come on. You go, if you have any knowledge of different lands, even in Europe, they show the Moors, which are Israelites, ruled Spain over 700 years. They have statues. They didn't destroy all the archaeology and the anthropology and the history and so forth of the things that we created during the Byzantine Empire, during the time of Mashiach Yahushua. Still, you can go to Israel and see. Well, they probably wouldn't take you that way, but I know there are footages that we have to show outside from the path that they take everybody on their little tour, to show Hamashiach Yahushua and the apostles and all of them in solid gold frames, and they all brothers and sisters, the angels, all having brown skin. You see, those things they excluded here, because right now today, if you have seen this, I'd like to hear from you. Well, on TBN, or any gospel station or any gospel TV show where they're smashing Caesar Borgia, that so-called white image that they set up as Mashiach Yahushua. Where's that at? So we say he crucified here. Where's that at? When you look at Russia, the Russian icons, you have all kind of pictures of the apostles and Mashiach Yahushua as a brother. You go into Rome with the catacombs, they drew pictures all on the wall and everything. You can see we on the walls. Our story is right there. We drew it in pictures. They have I have footage on, it's called Niggas of Asia, where they put the prophecies in stone. In stone. Us going into captivity, slavery, and bondage, and everything was in stone. Is in stone, I might say. See, they didn't destroy all that. But here in America, you try to tell our people, Mashiach Yahushua had hair of wool, and they said his feet like the fine brass if it burned in the furnace. They don't want to hear that. They believe in Caesar Borgia, that white image, that so-called white image. That's all the way from 1492 to now. Yeah, he's been crucified right here. Nowhere else you can go where they have no artifacts or pictures or statues showing Mashiach Yahushua as a brother. The apostles as men of color. But here in America, not so. What Bibles have the so-called white man created with pictures in it that show brothers beside the Black Heritage Bible? Brothers did that. You know, and they try to, that Bible still say Ham, putting Ham, because they black, it's still off. We from Shem, we're not from Ham. So that's off too. That's the only one I seen. There might be others, but I'm saying where is it that you see them smashing that image of Caesar Borgia? On television, on radio? There are Edomites that's doing that. You don't see it. Anyone else? Sorry. Of recognition, they're not doing it. Those having recognition in this world. Verse 9. And they are the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, because we weren't dead. We was in a dead state of mind, destroyed for lack of knowledge. But same as we went over earlier, those 3 days, 3.5 days represent 350 years before Most High woke us up to understand who we are as the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of the Most High, the chosen of the Most High, and to come back to his law, statutes, commandments, and have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua and learn of him. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. See? And make merry, like Merry Christmas. Make merry, rejoicing over us. And make merry, and shall give gifts one to another. See, that's Christmas right there. Merry Christmas, happy, debauchery, all kind of things you can name of, you could do on this one day. During this time, when the winter solstice come in. When they bring Satan in, when they bring Nimrod, the sun god in and all that. You start celebrating that. Merry. And what? And shall send gifts one to another. Because these two prophets, which are the northern tribes and the southern tribes, tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Yeah, we tormented them when? When we was in power during the Byzantine Empire. When September Severus took them down in 193 AD, we were ruling. I mean, we ruled Russia until 1861 AD. They assassinated him. Alexander, his name was Alexander, Tsar Alexander, brother. Like they assassinated Lincoln in 4 years after that. 1865, you see? But yeah, that's why you look at Russia, have a lot of icons. Look at the Japanese and the Chinese movie. You see the karate, you see all that, look on the walls, them old films. You see us, that's us on the walls doing the arts. It's not them, it's us. We were the mighty men of the world, bud. And we the ones that established all these different places. That's not known to us. Why? Because we don't know our story. And Judah is right here in America. That's why they want to destroy Judah. Keep us from coming back to who we are. And you did a good job, because our people, they love lies. They love deceit. As it is written. Jeremiah 7:18. Jeremiah 7:18.